Alright everybody, as you can see, I am walking on pavement. You might say, well, why are you walking on pavement? The adventure hiking trail definitely is not paved. And you would be correct. So, let me bring you up to speed. Putt and I, which is my father-in-law, we did some hiking today. That was through areas where the mud was just, it was unbearable. It was a bad deal. Water had been 10 and 12 feet deep where we were hiking. You could see it up on trees. And that's just been in the last few days. So, needless to say, everything is super swampy. I hope there's not too much wind. I hope you can hear me okay here. Anyways, we had to bushwhack out to a gravel road that we brought to a campground where we were told there was a connector trail. Well, that gets us back to the adventure hiking trail. Well, I walked around the area of the campground where said connector trail is located, and it would involve you knowing horse trails and day hiking trails and a whole bunch of stuff, and kind of piecing that together. Hold on, I'll be right back with you. Anyways, it would use a whole network of junk that I know nothing about. So, needless to say, I found that a bad idea, because at this point in time, I am hiking solo. This started out as a group hike, as you know. Some of my footage included my hiking partner, Putt. And anyways, let's just say that the adventure hiking trail is not a trail to be taken lightly. If you've hiked the Appalachian Trail, Pacific Crest Trail, something like that, yeah, bring it on. Come on down here, hike to your little heart's content. Preferably not when it's a flood on half the trail, but yeah, but for your average Joe that can hold all of his knowledge of hiking in a thimble, do not attempt this trail in 3 days. It is extreme. So anyways, my hiking partner, who has more life experience than myself, has made an educated decision to, in a roundabout way, make his way back to the truck via some paved roads where he'll be hiking at a campground along the way. So, anyways, he's going to do that. I, being younger and less intelligent, am trying to find a way to get back down to the hiking trail and go about finishing this hike. So, as I talked to some people in the campground and asked them about that little connector and what trails to use to get to the adventure hiking trail, a gentleman showed me a very detailed day hiker map, which I should have probably in retrospect taken a picture of with my phone or something so I could reference it. But anyways, it has all the little loop trails and whatnot on it. It shows the adventure hiking trail after making the connection with these day hiking trails, going through about a mile or so of that Blue River swampland again. I'm going to be pushing it to get to the shelter by dark. The way it is, I don't want to be in a marshy swampland with trail markers a quarter mile between each other, and not even able to see where the trail runs because it's underwater. So, once again, if I was a super duper educated, experienced hiker, I might say, sure, let's do it. But, even though I did not make the decision to back out, I am going to make the decision to play it safe. So, I'm going to be doing a couple miles on pavement. That will put me in at the Pioneer shelter, which is where I've made a water drop before we began. I am going to, and if you have more questions about the water drops and stuff, just hit me with a message. I'll explain to you the way we hiked and where we left our water, so on and so forth. Anyway, so I'm going to pick up that water. I'm carrying just shy of a liter now, and it's just a couple miles on pavement, so I'm in good shape there. And then I'll have plenty of water to make supper tonight, breakfast in the morning, and then I'm going to hopefully hike the most difficult section of the adventure trail, and that's through the saddle. After I go through the saddle, I'll make another hit another water pickup, and I will hopefully continue on to my Friday night shelter. And it's supposed to start snowing like crazy Friday night, so I will be hiking out Saturday morning in the snow, hopefully. So anyways, yeah, I might be biting off more than I can chew, and if so, you know, we'll see that in future video segments here. But anyways, yeah, on my way to do a little road walk and get back at it. I'll get you up to date when I make it to the Pioneer shelter. Oh, the things you will find. This, what might be a piece of a gate or something, is in this tree limb, which looks like it might be American sycamore. Here next to the trail, while is not that unusual, if you come over here, you'll notice this limb is broke off from who knows where. Oh, that's funny. Alright folks, I am at the Pioneer picnic shelter. Trail goes in right down there by that sign. I had a little bit of gear explosion here on the table, and I've put everything back in the pack pretty much. I had to, well, first of all, I refill all my water bottles with my water stash here. And once again, if you have any questions about stashing water or whatever, I can help you with that. But I had to do a couple different things, and I feel awkward just pointing the camera out into nowhere, but how about we walk over here and take a look while I'm talking about this. Anyways, I had to bust out the first aid kit, get out a little Leuco tape, and put it on a hot spot on my right foot. I also, in the last mile, I will say, had to do the early riser trick and run shields down, which, if you don't know what that means, it means hiking with the fly open on your pants. Why, you might ask? Well, I was getting some sweating and some chafing going on. Possibly had to do with clothing selection, but what I'm going to attribute my Leuco tape need and chafing situation to is now that I'm hiking alone, I'm really pushing myself. I've really picked up the pace, and I'm seeing quickly that that also has consequences. So my advice is, you know, time is like 4:30 maybe, so I have till 7 o'clock before it's dark. And come over here, I'll show you where I'm at on the map. I'm right here at the Pioneer picnic shelter, going to the Ohio River shelter. You see that the distance there, 1.3 miles approximately. Looks like there's going to be some significant elevation change coming up a ridge right here. So it's not going to be the quickest 1.3 miles, but I've got, let's say, 2.5 hours easy of daylight to do it in. So plenty of time. Not sure why I was pushing myself so hard. So just, you know, just, I guess, hike a little bit smarter maybe. Don't be like me. But anyways, yeah, otherwise you'll have to stop alongside the trail and patch yourself up a little bit. So anyways, I'm going to finish cameling up, finish off this gallon here, and make my way up to the shelter. Hopefully, if there's some cool trail, I'll get some of that for you. If not, hopefully next time I talk to you, we'll be arriving at the Ohio River shelter. So we'll check in with you here. I know, like everybody that's hiked the adventure hiking trail has this particular creek crossing in their video footage, or total lack of creek crossing. But there's a reason for it. This is just cool. There are some massive rock ledges over there, and these rocks right here, they're no big deal. Those rocks down there, they're like boulders. It's a really cool creek crossing here. It's just actually just a little bit past the Pioneer Creek shelter, or Pioneer whatever it is shelter there. I think it's actually just for like picnics or whatever, but anyways, so once again, inch and something rain 2 days ago. Here's your creek bed. Better bring a ladle to get something out of that. Yeah, just not a lot of water here. I can't repeat that enough. But anyways, trail continues right over there. Here we go. I'm all of a sudden a chatty Cathy. But that creek bed down there that you see way down there, well, not way down, maybe 150 feet down in elevation, it is that creek that I was showing you earlier with all the boulders in it. It's pretty cool. You hike alongside of that for a while, and all of a sudden out of nowhere you start switchbacking up the face of this puppy. I imagine we're going all the way up there. So anyways, yeah, pushing myself equals heavy breathing, which equals mouth breathing, which is like gross, but which equals chapped lips. Yeah, didn't see that one coming, so guess who doesn't have chapstick? Anyways, things to consider while on the adventure hiking trail, or any overnight hiking adventure, I guess. Update on the foot though, to put the tape on that hot spot, it doesn't feel like it's rubbing, like that raw sensation, you know? So anyways, of course I turn the camera on and the switchback's in and the trail levels out, but this is just cool. Check this out. I am like right on top of a cliff, more than boulders down there in the ultra dry creek bed. But yeah, that's pretty. Very, very pretty. Anyways, just wanted to bring you along. Here we go. I pity the soul walking a trail in the lowland. And I hope to heavens the trail I'm on does not go down in there. This is a sneak peek of what was not filmed earlier today when Putt-Putt and I were hiking, we'll call it the northwest portion of the adventure hiking trail, between the hog barn and the old iron bridge, the section that's supposedly the easiest, which granted that would be pretty level down there and probably pretty easy if the whole frickin' thing wasn't underwater. So yeah, a little sneak peek of what Putt-Putt and I attempted. So yeah, not pretty. Very, very thankful to be up a little bit on the ridge here. So beautiful trail when it's not down there. Hey everybody, forward facing camera. I know, weird, right? Just wanted to touch back in with you. 1.3 miles, it said. I think somebody forgot to carry the 1 or something, decimal in the wrong spot. I think it's 13. Anywho, down there at the bottom, I picked up 3 liters of water because I'll have supper tonight, breakfast in the morning, and hiking through the saddle tomorrow, which is supposed to be the hardest part before I get to any more water. So probably over carrying, but anyways, yeah, just actually, you can see I took the pack off there. That beast right there, yeah, she weighs in at just about 40 pounds, so we'll be talking about that. There will definitely be some changes. I'm not sure what all will change just yet, but to be honest, I haven't used a piece of gear that I'm not happy with. Nothing's failed me yet. So I think it'll be more a slow progression of replacing heavyweight items with ultralight counterparts as I move along. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. This 40 pounds has to go the rest of the way up that hill, where I anticipate seeing a shelter up there. Of course, this is probably a false summit. There's probably gonna be like 20 more summits. Who knows? Anyways, just wanted to tell you, from the Pioneer Picnic Shelter to the Ohio River Shelter, it's pretty stout. Anywho, all right, catch you later. Free at last, free at last. Praise God Almighty, I'm free at last. That is going to be my home tonight, in the middle of this war zone. That's right, war zone. Anyways, yeah, so looks like I just pretty much came up here and gave the old woods a what for. About 6 trees left, so we'll go sit under one. Okay, everybody, I hope there's not too much wind here. Anyways, I've got to the shelter and set my pack down, of course, laid out my socks to dry, switched to my beautiful camp shoes here with no socks, letting my feet air out just a little bit. Eat me a little snack, my phone plugged in here to my little solar charger thing here, which has been working quite dandy for me at home. This is the first time I've had to charge my phone out on the trail, so I guess we'll see how this all goes. But yeah, drying my socks there and sweatshirt hanging over here, and anyways, so here's kind of the rest of the porch. There is the door to the shelter. Beautiful wreath and horseshoe there, absolutely top notch. This is the Ohio River Shelter. I'll give you a tour of the inside before too long. Right now I'm just enjoying sitting down, so go sit down here and eat me a little snack. It's only 5 o'clock, a little early for supper for me, so since I've sat down, which has only been a few minutes, 2 tugboats have gone by pushing large groups of barges. And anyways, they were actually very, very quiet. I barely heard them. But there is a little bit of a breeze. I don't know if that's working in their favor or against them, but anyways, there's also a mining operation that you can kind of see there on the other bank. Supposedly there are noises from over there through the night that will keep you awake, but I didn't even hear a tugboat going by right there at the bottom of the hill, so I think I'll be okay. Anyways, yeah, I'll check in with you a little bit later, get some supper going and get camp set up inside the cabin here, and we'll talk to you after a bit. Alright, told you I'd show you around a little bit. If you want to pause the video, you can read right there about who built the cabin, so on and so forth. So we'll come back inside here. There is a lawn chair left here. It seems to be in working order. logbook, much like you'd expect on a through hike trail, which I've already filled out. You'll see my information there if you come through. I just put my footprint down for my tent there, and my ground cover, whatever you want to call it, and gonna sleep on that, just protect my air mattress a little bit. I'll kind of try to organize and gather some of my stuff. There's several straps through here between the joist to hang the food bag or whatever, so I will be doing that. I know it's probably advised to hang it outside, but I can do that as well. There's hooks out there. So as you can see, somebody has moved a picnic table in here, which is kind of weird, but if you had a group here, I imagine you could get it back through the door. Very large door. Back outside, and then you'll notice, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's see if I can fade up the brightness here on the camera. That's about all we're going to get. There's just trash galore. Somebody's flopped a big old log in the corner there that's part charred, like they pulled it out of fire or something. It's just ridiculous. I don't understand what the purpose of that was. But yeah, trash just absolutely everywhere. So very boy, not getting, there we go. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So anyways, come out here, drying some socks that I hiked in today. These are the Smart Wool, and I have the series and stuff or whatever at home I can get for you. I wore Darn Toughs yesterday, and of course I hiked a lot further today than I did yesterday. So kind of anxious to switch back to the Darn Toughs for a long day tomorrow. But I was not overly impressed with these. But then again, I guess I'll see how the Darn Toughs do on a long day. And food bag, cook kit, stuff sitting out here. I'm seeing that I brought way too much food, I'm pretty certain. Of course, I have supper tonight, breakfast in the morning, lunch, supper tomorrow night, breakfast Saturday morning, and should be back to the truck by lunch. So yeah, I still got 5, maybe 6 more eats. So maybe I'm about right on food, I don't know. I guess we'll see. So sleeping in a tent in 22-degree weather last night. Not much of your breath vapor evaporates at 22 degrees. In fact, it actually turns into a nice little ice crystal on everything. I knew my sleeping bag felt damp by about, let's say, 4 in the morning or so, tossing and turning. I'm gonna try to step back out of this wind. So anyways, got here, started setting things up, and opened up my sleeping bag, and it was still very damp. So not like wet, I wouldn't call it wet, but if you've never slept out in a really cold, on a really cold night in a bag, you wouldn't know that. But the bag is going to get we'll call it damp or soggy. So anyways, thankfully we have some sunshine and a breeze, so that puppy is drying out. Obviously not using my tent, but again, tent was damp, so got it laying out there, hopefully drying a little bit. So my plan is, again, I think I've already said this, to wait till about dark, or there closer to it, to fix supper, and then I will go in and bed down and hopefully get some rest. So I don't see any signs of rodents or wildlife in here, which I find that, like, I don't know, they must, like, I haven't seen any chew marks around the door, or through any of the walls anywhere, or the floor. I don't see any droppings. I don't see, but they you know, they got to just flock in here. So hopefully none of them want to snuggle. But anyways, yeah, when I get supper going, I'll check back in with you. So we'll talk to you later.